Hello, my name's Sugar Bear. I'm with the Indy Highwinders Car Club, and welcome to the 5th Indy Hot Rod Happening.
Vaughn. What do you think about this event? All the rods and the customs, and Boyd's got his Zoom out here, and it's a neat deal.
Of course, what I really like the best is all the people that I've been talking to, stopping at their cars, taking pictures. They said, Linda, pick out one car. There's no way in heaven I could pick out one car and call it Linda's choice. But
hey, coming here was half the fun. Getting home's going to be half the pain. 2,382 miles in a car that we barely finished. Big heavy Chrysler just thumping and humming across, wiping snow off the windshield. 11,200 feet. It was cold, but you know, the misery was worth it all. I mean, this is some good stuff. This is fun. That's hot rodding in my mind. That's hot rodding. I just dig it. Hot rodding today to some is a professional built car. Hot rodding to other people is a home built beater. And so there's no real epitome of a single definition, I don't think. Hot rodding is different things to different people today. In the late 40s and early 50s, everything was home built. You couldn't buy anything for your car except cylinder heads and a camshaft. Today, you can buy almost everything you need for your car. That's one of the major cosmetic changes in hot rodding. The spirit is still there with even some of the youngsters. Let's go out and drive the car. Let's go drive in at night. But families have entered the picture, and in the 40s and 50s, it was not a family sport. It was a guys-only deal. Now you're talking people that have a reasonable income. They're married, they got children, and now they can finally afford a car. And you know, even the most reasonably priced cars, a $10,000 or $12,000 car, up to $200,000. So the cars that we drove in the 50s cost $300, $400, $500. Today that equates to about $7,000 or $8,000. Now you take that a little bit further in a pro-built car or using professionally built pieces, it's the parts alone at $25,000.
For me, it really hasn't changed. I'm still in the James Dean era, and whatever that be, I'm just a fan of street rodding in general.
Is a car that's been modified by its owner for better looks and better performance. And consequently, there is no body style, there is no year, there is no make. As long as it's been modified by its owner for better looks and better performance, then it's a hot rod. Hot rods make people smile. Oh, you'd be amazed how many people have cameras. They're always sticking their heads out the window and taking photographs as you're going across the country. A hot rod is a fun car. It's gay. It's bright. It's visual. It's something that has a lot of character, as opposed to modern cars are mass-produced for a specific market. A hot rod's for you, and only you, and people realize that.
Oh, it's been a great time. This is the first one that we've been at, and it's just fantastic. This is my wife and I have both come to this, and the cars that are involved here is just fantastic.
Hi, y'all. I'm Linda Vaughn, and I'm here with Bob Riggle, the driver of the famous Hurst Hemi Under Glass. Hey, Bob, tell me something about the Hurst Hemi Under Glass, because a lot of folks out there would like to know all about it. What size engine, how you fashion them, what you do.
Well, it's a 1966 Plymouth Barracuda with a 426 Hemi
right.
in the rear seat underneath the glass. That's where the name comes, the Hemi Under Glass. It has a automatic transmission, does wheel stands a full quarter mile, anywhere from 11 seconds to 13 seconds at 125 miles an hour. And the car was started, of course, you know, back in 1965 with George Hurst at the Hurst plant, and I worked for them and built the cars for them, and then eventually drove the cars for them.
One of the best drivers in the whole business right here, Bob Riggle. Hurst Hemi Under Glass.
I like the people, I like the cars, I like all the things there are to do, whether it's watching the drags or just walking the midway and looking at all the vehicles. Oh, I think it's become a lot more sophisticated than it was. We've all grown a little bit older, so we're a little bit wiser in some ways. I enjoy working with the cars also, and I do enjoy the design work of planning it. I usually do a lot of the parts running because Dick's at work during the day, and it gives him more time to work on it in the evening. And I enjoy doing the sewing and the upholstery work. So with that, we can combine it and do it together.
Where else can you express yourself so vividly? You know, it's more than a car. It's I guess a way of life. It gives you a whole new focal point in life. It gives you something where you can meet friends and you have something in common. After you meet them, you meet them through the cars, but once you have looked at the car, you can look at a car for a few minutes, and after that, it's the same. But then you meet the owner, and you can learn about the owner forever. The longer you know him, the more you learn.
There's nothing like good old hot rodding, and especially this gorgeous one built by Boyd.
That a car can be a guy's personality. You know, he's able to do with it whatever he wants to do with it. My definition of a street rod is an older type car. It may be a 32 Ford or a 32 Studebaker. It's what a person gets and likes and is able to put his own personality into it. That's the way I define a street rod.
Well, here I am with Boyd Coddington, the builder of Shazoom, and I just read an article about you in the New York Times. Will you tell me about it?
I think it's an honor. I think it's something that is a real milestone. I know I found it being real flattered by somebody like that wanting to do an article on my shop and our people and stuff like that. And so I think it's come a long ways from when we, just the hot rod thing. Now it's into more people that really like it, that we're not so much just so sophisticated, but they're real people too that's got a little more money and like to come out here to these places like the Indy Good Guy thing and have a good time.
I know you're into a lot of things. Tell me what you're involved in other than building Shazoo.
Our wheel industry is a very important part of the Coddington companies. We build billet wheels. We also build cast wheels. It's not so much that we made the wheels, but it's to look at the car and see how bright and nice it looks, and to know that we had something to do with the whole car. It just makes them look so much brighter with our wheels on. Also, we branched out into the car care products. We have the aluminum polish, we have the tire cleaner, the wheel cleaner, and also we have all our little aluminum parts that we fabricate and machine. We have our license plate frame, our brake pedal parts, and one of the things I'm really proud of is our steering wheels. That's something we just added to our line about 3 months ago.
Well, you know, you're a true artist in a great sense, like the godfather of all cars, because you can look at Shazoo and see that. Thank you, Roy.
Thank you.
I love street riding. Can't you tell? This is the greatest Shazoo.
Involved with hot rods from the time I'm in high school, and I've had hot rods all my life. And when I got out of college, I decided I better learn how to take photographs of damn things. After all, I was going to go to work for my dad, who owned Motorcycles magazine. And just one thing led to another, and that's how it happened. And you know, when you like to do what you do, like you know, it led to all these kinds of cars.
Hi, I'm here with Gray Baskerville, the senior editor for Hot Rod magazine.
Right, you've worked for Hot Rod almost all your life. I know my lifetime I've been reading and seeing your pictures. What do you have to do to get a special feature in Hot Rod?
Well, first of all, you have to have a car that we think that the reader would like to see and to read about. And then we have to go out and look for them. Most of the time that we go to the events such as this one, and we see the cars that we think that the reader would like to read about, and we go out and take photographs and write copy. Take it slow. Don't get in a hurry. The guy who built this car has spent 3 or 4 years and a lot of money to do it, and I'm going to do my best to show it in its best light. So you just take it easy and make sure that when you finish shooting the car, it will be of magazine quality, and it will make the owner happy when he sees it in the publication, that we haven't missed any of the important parts of the automobile. That's why when you start shooting the car, you always ask the owner, are there parts that you are really particularly proud of, and then you will make sure that you shoot those. When I started, hot rods were built by amateurs. People who had little or no knowledge of how to do a car. They were built by kids. You know, kids in their teens and early 20s. Now they're built by mature men, and they are much more sophisticated, and much the attention to detail is far greater. They're the same car, but it's just taken to a much higher plane.
great hobby. It's fun. Street riding is fun. It's fun for the whole family. We all get to do things. The kids they're in a safe environment, controlled environment. It's safe. They can go out and look at cars, while the wife and I just sit around and have a good time, talk to our friends. We love street riding. It's been real fun, and we've only been doing it for about 2 years now. There's high-dollar cars and there's low-dollar cars, and the guys that has low-dollar cars having just as much fun as the guy that has a $100,000 high-dollar car.
Club's main function is to put on events, the camaraderie with friends, being able to get together, to have a good time, to have a quality show, to enjoy ideas, swap ideas, engineering, just be able to sit back and enjoy each other's company in the presence of, good weather, good cars, good events.
It's hard to say. Each person has their own opinion. To me, it's something that you've never seen before, and that's why people come out to see it. I come out to see something they haven't seen before.
Nostalgia racing is the old cars that we ran years ago, back in the 60s and 70s. And like street rodding, they have come back to become very, very good cars to race, because you don't have to get into the high dollar aspect of drag racing. Plus, the cars are fun.
Nostalgia racing is basically going back into time, seeing all these wonderful cars come back out of bringing them out of the barns, bringing them out of the garages, and running some nostalgia drag racing that a lot of these guys grew up with in the 50s and the early and mid 60s. And it's unreal how many cars that can show up in one place with nostalgia racing. It's sort of like a deja vu thing for some of these guys, because that's where they got their start in racing, and it kind of takes them back. I mean, a lot of people just want to see a lot of memories happen here at the Goodguys Indy Hot Rod happening, and Goodguys brought it back basically because they know that these people like to do this kind of thing and bring them back. They like to bring the street rods out, bring out the classics, the customs, and the whole deal, and nostalgia racing is all a part of that.
Well, I think that the Goodguys Hot Rod happening at Indianapolis Raceway Park is one of the greatest occasions I've attended in many, many years. It takes me back to our beginnings, not only the cars, but an awful lot of the people who are here. And I think utilizing this facility with its multi-purpose features on the thing is just an ideal setting for it. We're just tickled to death, and I can't say enough for Gary Metters and his Goodguys crew. They're wonderful people, and it's just a joy to be among them.
It's a neat hobby. Everybody gets along together. You meet a lot of neat people. Everybody tries to help everybody. They're all nice people, man. They're building strange things with strange cars to do it with, you know. And I don't know, I've done it since I was 12 years old. I'm 52 years old now, and I'll probably do it forever, you know. The mystique about this sport to me is the fact that everybody can be creative. They're building their own car, as opposed to, say, going to a restoration meet. Because if you go to a restoration meet with your car, you'll find 10 cars just like yours. And for 3 days, these restorers will pick each other to pieces and your car. Now, if I come to an event like this with my car, for 3 days, I get complimented. How'd you come up with this idea? That's a neat idea. How'd you do this? You know, and if you go to a restoration event, the car was built once before, and say it's a 71 Barracuda was built in 71. It don't get any better than it did when it rolled off a showroom floor in 71. This wagon doesn't look anything like it did in 1951.
You become obsessed with street rods after a while. You just want to just keep making them better. Every year you want to just try to revamp them, make them better every year.
You just meet a lot of nice people, and they're friendly, kind, courteous, willing to help if you have a breakdown.
We're the Numbnuts Car Club from Indianapolis, Indiana, and we're kind of an informal group. We just go out to have fun, and the name of the Goodguys is the Goodguys Good Times Association, and we're trying to exemplify what the Goodguys is all about. We're having a good time. We're partying, we're cooking a little roadkill, drinking a little beer, watching the women, watching the cars. That's what we do all the time. That's what we're about.
We're watching the men too.
Yes, well, that could be. We're having a good time though. That's the main thing. We like the drag racing. This is one of the better events we go to every year.
I'm Barbara Horsley. I have all of the Numbnuts balls, dances, and all of this. I take care of all the social life. Not diseases, just life.
It's one of the best shows I've ever been to. I just commented up there at the line. I just can't get over it. If it wasn't for these kind of shows, cars wouldn't be built. I guarantee it. I know that for sure because everybody comes here, gets all pumped up, which I talk to different people. People in this industry, so friendly, so great. willing to help. If you have a breakdown, everybody's there to help, and everybody gives up their time. It's just great. Come on the way down here, a fellow lost a transmission. It's just unbelievable what the other fellow members and the fellow hot rodders and customizer people just do. Just help us out. We had that car on the road in a matter of hours, back on the road with a new transmission. Just unbelievable.
Custom cars, there's nothing quite like them. They're unique in every way. It's the person who builds the custom car, builds it to his particular liking. He may change a simple thing like headlights, taillights, or he may change the complete car to look totally different from what it did when it came from the factory. With custom cars, of course, much more the 50s and 60s, where it's a lot bigger space to work with. You have a lot more curves, a lot more curvatures that you can change or add to, which makes it a lot different than a street rod. What makes these cars unique is that they're one of a kind. They're not built at any particular shop that duplicates their work from before. They're built normally by individuals in their home garage where they lay out their design, what they want the car to say, and that's what makes it so unique, much more than any other type of motorsports.
It's been my life. I had rods. Custom seems to be more of a thing for me because you seem to travel farther in them, which I do. I put 28,000 miles on 2 summers on the last car, and this one here already this year I got 5,000 miles. We've been Hannibal, Missouri, and Dayton, Ohio, York, Pennsylvania. We've been traveling around. I use the car now as an excuse to go away on the weekends. The wife and I are we're both kind of semi-retired, and we're just having fun.
Great out running around with good guys like this and seeing everybody.
This is the best meet there.
It is the best meet. It's about the best meet I've ever seen. The cars, I mean, I couldn't say which one I'd want to take home with me. I'd start with this pink one right here, John.